Today we're putting the Oklahoma Joe to the test. Pork butt and baby back ribs. Low and slow. Prepping the Oklahoma Joe for might be the best pork butt and ribs to ever come off this thing. I'm just saying. This thing is like a 1980 something model. It's seen a lot of meat, but this just might be the best. So let's just find out. We had a big storm that came through last night, so it was all my firewoods sopping wet. So I ran down to my friends down the road, got a few sticks of dry firewood. Told him I would trade him a little bit of pulled pork for a few sticks of dry firewood. And he said, absolutely. So here's the deal, guys. I don't know how you guys do it, but I've got a lot of critters. So I roll my feed sacks up and logs. Just a little lighter fluid on the paper. That other one wouldn't work. There we go. All right, we'll just leave that. Let it be. And we'll come back here in just a little bit. All right, we got us a fire going now. Let's start shutting her down a little bit, and we're gonna let it start bringing that temperature up so we can get this thing on here. I really do love this smoker. It's actually my uncle's smoker. I can't claim this is mine, but it was sitting up by an old barn, and I said, hey, can we park that down here at Pace Acre? I said, I promise I'll put it to good use. So here we are. Such a nice unit. He bought it brand new back in the 80s. So you got the main right here, right? Got to shut down a little bit. I still got to build the damper. You guys seen it if you watch any of my earlier videos, smoking tri-tip. But I need to put an actual dampener on there. I've got the stuff to do it. But then I don't have this end lit. But you got a firebox on both ends. Got the tower. I got a cool idea. You guys will just have to wait around for the future. Something I'm going to do right here with this thing that I think is going to be pretty neat. There it is, the Oklahoma Joe. I think this is some kind of old boat trailer or something that it's on. Remember, some people like to use binders. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I personally just don't tamp dry my meat. Leave it damp. And literally just let as much seasoning stick to it that's going to stick to it. and I've never been disappointed with that. Fat cap up. That's another one of those things that's debated if you go start searching around on the internet, whether fat cap up or fat cap down. What makes the most sense to me is fat cap up. Fat cap up, and in my mind, all the fat, all the juice is just going to run down through the meat. Work good. I've done a ton of them like that. All right, here we go. The walk to the Oklahoma Joe. It's the best part. This thing's up to, I think it was 250 when I checked it a little bit ago. Got the heat going. Oh, wow. Dude cranked up. She's almost 400. Good thing is, let me show you guys this. See, I don't have the door closed all the way. Always leave it cracked open to get the fire ripping and roaring. Ready for that? Oh, oh, that's gonna be funny. So I've got some 10 gauge, which is 1/8 inch steel. I still need to build a heat deflector right there. Because as you can see that flame just kissing out here? If you set something right here, you will scorch it. Another thing, I'll do that at the same time when I put an actual real dampener on it. Get this shut down, make sure it's empty. All right, so that's it. I like to do the pork butts in, I usually do them in the full pans. I mean, that's kind of a cheating deal, and I really don't like using aluminum foil. I know it's not necessarily the healthiest thing, but I'll be honest with you. When you do a pork butt and you do it in that pan and it sits there in its own juice, it still gets heavy, heavy smoke. And the best part is it's delicious. I mean, it's absolutely delicious. Now a brisket, I won't do that with a brisket. Brisket, tri-tip, that kind of stuff will sit right on the rack. You know, I'll get it to say 120 or somewhere in there, and then I'll wrap it up in butcher paper. But a pork butt's kind of different. I mean, it's destined to be pulled pork. So the juicier and everything, the better. So I always just leave it. Shouldn't say always, but most of the time when I do a pork butt, because like right now, you guys have no idea what time it is, but it's already noon. The nice thing about this Oklahoma Joe, like on a little Masterbuilt or some sort of little electric smoker, or the small ones, you do a 10-pound pork butt like that, you're going to be 16 hours. The nice thing about this Oklahoma Joe, and you could slow it down more than what I slow it down, but I let it run up over 300 degrees. So that being said, I can get something like this done 4 or 5 hours, and I've done them both ways. You won't know the difference between this thing only have cooking for 5 hours versus one that's cooked for, 24 hours, not on a pork butt. You might be able to make an argument for, a brisket or something like that, but a pork butt, no, because it's so juicy. There's so much fat that that's it. So now it's time to wait. I do have a rack of ribs that you guys will see here in a little bit, but we got to let that pork butt start doing its thing. The ribs won't take near as long. Some people don't pull the membrane off, but I find that they eat. The eating experience is a whole lot better. Same thing with the ribs, just like any other piece of meat I do. However much seasoning sticks to it, right out of the package, that's what I go with. One of my biggest things about barbecue is when it doesn't, when it looks absolutely amazing, and then you take a bite and it doesn't have the flavor to back up what it looks like. It's always such a disappointment. Exactly 2 hours in. Oh my goodness. You know, I use oak for all my smoking. Back when I used my little smoker, little Masterbuilt, I would always use hickory, but I was using those wood chips. This thing, you need oak to fire it anyways, or you need firewood. I mean, you could fire it with hickory, but I'm telling you guys, this oak firewood, some people say you want to take the bark off to make it not be bitter. I run it just split firewood, whatever you have, and I've never had anything bitter. It's gonna be good stuff. All right. Whoa. Check that out, guys. I'm not even gonna temp it. And the reason being that I'm not gonna temp it, because we got these ribs to put on there first. So this is still gonna get some more time regardless. But I can tell just by looking at that fat cap that that is going to be amazing. That pork butt's probably got about as much smoke as it's gonna get, but it's all about the timing. I want pulled pork about the same time as I want ribs, right? We want it all done together if possible. So we're gonna let that go for probably, I don't know, I'm probably gonna check it in the next 30 minutes or something, because sometimes I just had to add some more wood, and sometimes after that the heat will really crank up on it, and you'll walk up to it and it'll be 400 degrees or something like that with my makeshift dampener up there, how it is. But for the most part, as long as I can adjust everything real well with the deal just right here on the firebox and keep it around 300, which is sweet spot, really. You know, you look online, you see everything cook, and I used to do the same thing, try to cook everything 225, and I mean, don't get me wrong, if you cook something at 225 and you cook it all the way, say a pork butt or something, till you get 200 plus, 200, 205 internal temperature, it's going to pull real nice. It's going to taste delicious. The only downside to it is it's going to take a very long time for it to get done. So we're getting close. We are probably about 5 hours into this from when you first seen the first part of the video. So we'll see. Next up should be the finished results. Whoa, check that out, guys. Holy smokes. Almost 170 on the pork butt. So we are, you know, technically done, but that's not where you want to pull it. We got a ways to go. You can see right here, you see that line? You can tell that's where the flame gets. So probably gonna throw one more log on it. Come out here, flip them 180 one time, and go from there. Should be the last log. All right, all the work is paid off. See it pulling off the bone there? Oh my goodness, that's gonna be good. You got to see check these ribs out. When they pull, when I start seeing them, that's how I like them. Now, like barbecue competitions and stuff, from what I hear, I've never entered in them, but when you do, apparently that's not what they like. But that's what I like. But as you can see, let me get a better shot of it. You can see it here on this rib. But you see that smoke ring? There it is. That's what it's all about. Experiment with different woods, you'll get different results. But we're excited. Been working on this and waiting on it all day long. So now, gotta try it. And it is hot. It's hot, hot. Nice thing about doing pulled pork like this, I mean, what we end up doing, if you get a bunch of it, oh my goodness, that's what I'm talking about. Worth the wait. Absolutely worth the wait. But you don't have to just eat it barbecue style. You get tired eating it like that, we're going to have a barbecue style tonight, but you get tired eating after that, like that, tacos. Always a go-to, pulled pork tacos. Absolutely phenomenal. All right. I can only have a little bite of these because Miss Pace Acre is on the camera, and these baby back ribs are her favorite. Oh my gosh. You guys have that pork butt. It's good. I'll be honest, it probably may not be the very best one, but I tried a seasoning I've never tried, and it's fine. But I prefer the bold steak seasoning. All right, I gotta pass this off, Miss Pace Acre. Let's see. You guys can't see her. That's good, isn't it? Them ribs, that makes it all worthwhile. So here's the deal. I'm gonna wrap this video up. Now, you guys don't want to sit here and just watch me pick and eat at this. But I'll tell you one last tip. All right, you see over here, got the juice, okay? It's up to you guys how you do it. I don't, some people chill it, so then the fat congeals on the top, you can get rid of it. I don't do that, not with pulled pork. So I've got a clean pan. I'm gonna pull this here, get the trash and stuff out of it. Some people like the fat. I like to get rid of, the big chunks of it. But I'll have the pulled pork, get all the junk we don't want, that we don't like to eat here. Put it in the nice clean pan. Hit it, just sprinkle it lightly with a little seasoning, because even though I put all that seasoning on the outside, that's a big, thick chunk of meat. There's not a lot of seasoning in there. So that being said, I will pull it, light seasoning, toss it, rehydrate it. That is where everybody goes wrong. If you ever have dry pulled pork, that is absolutely unnecessary. Even if for some reason you say, well, all my juice got evaporated off there, that's okay. Come up with something. Use some chicken stock. Get creative. Just rehydrate the meat if you don't have the good drippings off of it. That's another reason why I like to use the pan, because you can do it on the rack, but then you don't have all the drippings. But you can do it double rack, put the pan under it. Just be creative. The thing is, if you're not doing it, don't let being afraid to mess it up stop you. Enjoy yourself and make some good meat. Now, remember, feed your critters, love your neighbor, and follow Jesus. Have a great night, everybody.